Ladies, let me tell you something. Men, ooh, we look tough. We act like we got it all together. But trust me, we got weaknesses, big ones. And every woman who wants a strong relationship needs to understand them. Men look strong. They act like they have everything under control. But deep down, they have weaknesses. Every woman needs to understand. When you know what makes a man weak, you can build a stronger relationship with him. The first thing to know is that men need respect more than love. Women want to be cherished, adored, and told they're loved. But a man, he needs to feel respected. If you make a man feel like a king, he will go to war for you. He will do whatever it takes to make you happy. But the moment he feels disrespected, he starts shutting down. His love doesn't disappear, but his motivation to show it weakens. Respect for a man is everything. It's how he measures his worth. A man wants to know that you believe in him. He needs to feel that you trust his decisions. When a man comes home from work, when he faces challenges, when he makes sacrifices, he wants to hear that you appreciate what he does. Even if he doesn't say it, your words of respect fuel him. A woman might think, well, I love him, he should know that. But love and respect are not the same for a man. He would rather hear, I'm proud of you, than I love you. Love is assumed, but respect has to be shown. When a woman constantly criticizes a man, questions his decisions, or belittles him in front of others, she destroys his spirit. He may not argue, he may not even say a word, but inside he's withdrawing, he's distancing himself, because the place where he should feel strongest, his home, is the very place that's making him feel weak. Some women make the mistake of thinking they can change a man by pushing him harder. They think if they tell him everything he's doing wrong, he'll try harder. But that's not how men work. The more disrespected he feels, the less he wants to try. It's not about ego, it's about identity. A man's identity is tied to being respected. When he feels like he's failing in your eyes, he starts to believe he's failing as a man. This is why men can work long hours, take on extra jobs, and push themselves beyond exhaustion. They're chasing that feeling of being valued. If a man feels like he's not respected at home, he'll find it somewhere else. That's how some men end up spending more time at work, at the gym, or even with friends instead of with their partner. It's not because they don't love their woman, it's because they don't feel like they're winning with her. A woman might think she's just expressing her feelings when she points out what he's doing wrong, but for a man, it feels like failure. If he hears more criticism than praise, he feels like he can't do anything right. And when a man feels like he's always losing, he stops playing the game. That's when he becomes distant, that's when he stops talking, that's when he checks out emotionally. But when a man feels respected, he becomes a better version of himself. He stands taller, he works harder, he loves deeper. A woman who understands this has the key to her man's heart. She doesn't have to change who she is, but she has to understand how he operates. Respect is the foundation. If a man feels respected, he will give everything he has to his woman. But without respect, even the strongest man will feel weak. Men struggle with vulnerability. Society has trained them to be tough, to suppress their emotions, to act like they always have everything under control. From a young age, boys hear things like man up, stop crying, and be strong. They learn that showing emotions is a sign of weakness. So as they grow, they build walls. They carry their pain in silence. Even when they are hurting, they rarely show it. Even when they feel lost, they don't ask for help. Women often express their emotions freely. If they are sad, they cry. If they're upset, they talk about it. They lean on their friends, their family, their partner. But for men, vulnerability is uncomfortable. It feels like stepping into dangerous territory. They fear being judged. They fear looking weak. So instead of opening up, they stay quiet. Instead of sharing their pain, they bury it. A man might be struggling with stress at work, but instead of talking about it, he comes home and sits in silence. He might be dealing with insecurities about his future, but instead of asking for support, he distracts himself with TV, work, or hobbies. He might be deeply hurt by something his woman said, but instead of admitting it, he acts like it doesn't bother him. This is not because he doesn't feel is because he has learned that expressing feelings is risky. When a man finally does open up, it's a big deal. It means he trusts the person he's talking to. He is stepping outside of his comfort zone. But if, in that moment, he is laughed at, dismissed, or made to feel weak, he will never open up again. He will shut down completely. If a woman tells a man to stop being dramatic or man up when he is trying to express his emotions, she is teaching him that she is not a safe. She may not realize it, but her response can cause permanent damage. Many women want their man to talk to them, to share his thoughts and feelings, but when he does, they don't always know how to handle it. Sometimes they interrupt. Sometimes they try to fix things right away. Sometimes they judge. And sometimes, without meaning to, they use his vulnerabilities against him later. If a man shares a deep fear or insecurity, and in a future argument, that same thing is thrown back at him, he will never forget it. He will never make that mistake again. Men express their emotions differently. Some talk, but many show their feelings through actions. If a man is feeling stressed or hurt, he might need time alone. He might pour himself into his work. He might work on his car, go to the gym, or play video games. This is his way of processing emotions. It's not that he doesn't care. It's not that he's ignoring his woman. He is dealing with his emotions in the only way he knows how. A woman who understands this will not pressure a man to talk before he is ready. She will not make him feel guilty for needing space. Instead, she will let him know she is there when he is ready. She will create an environment where he feels safe, where he knows he won't be judged. When a man feels that kind of security, he will open up in his own time. He will trust that he can be vulnerable without being seen as weak. A man wants to be understood. He doesn't want to have to explain himself all the time. He doesn't want to feel like he has to justify his emotions. He wants to know that his woman sees him, that she respects his process, that she doesn't mistake his silence for a lack of love. He wants to feel like he can be his true self without being criticized for it. A woman might think a man is distant or unemotional, but often he is simply protecting himself. He is guarding his heart. He is avoiding a situation where he might be made to feel small. But if a woman can show him that she is different, that she values his emotions, that she will not judge him, he will open up in ways she never imagined. When a man feels safe, he will start to share his thoughts. He will start to express his emotions in words, not just actions. He will be more affectionate, more open, more present, but he needs to feel that security first. A man does not reveal his deepest thoughts to just anyone. He does not let down his guard unless he feels completely safe. Women sometimes get frustrated because they want deep emotional conversations. They want to know what their man is thinking and feeling all the time. But for a man, emotions are something he handles differently. He does not need to talk about everything. Sometimes he just needs to feel that everything is okay. He needs to know that his woman trusts him, believes in him, and won't judge him. When a man finally shares his feelings, the way a woman responds will determine whether he does it again. If she listens without interrupting, if she accepts his emotions without judgment, if she reassures him instead of criticizing him, she will gain his trust. And when a man truly trusts a woman with his emotions, he becomes deeply connected to her. A man's vulnerability is not a weakness, it is one of the deepest parts of who he is. But he will only share that side of himself with someone he believes will handle it with care. If he feels that his emotions will be met with love and respect, he will give his heart completely. But if he feels that his vulnerability will be used against him, he will retreat behind his walls. And no matter how much he loves a woman, she will never truly know him. Men are wired to fix problems, not just listen. When a woman shares her struggles, she usually wants emotional support, validation, and someone to understand her feelings. But a man sees it differently. He listens and immediately starts searching for a solution. It's not that he doesn't care about her emotions, it's the opposite. His instinct is to solve the problem because in his mind, that's how he shows love. From childhood, boys are taught to be problem solvers. They are expected to take action, to be useful, to handle things. If something breaks, they fix it. If there's a challenge, they figure it out. This mindset follows them into adulthood and into relationships. When a woman comes to a man with a problem, his first reaction is to find a way to make it better. He doesn't realize that sometimes she just wants him to listen. A woman might say, I had a really stressful day at work. My boss keeps giving me extra work and I feel overwhelmed. A man will likely respond with something like, why don't you talk to your boss? Maybe you should set boundaries or look for another job. He thinks he is helping. He believes that offering a solution is the best way to support her. But in that moment, what she really wants is for him to acknowledge how she feels. She wants to hear, that sounds really tough. I understand why you're frustrated. When a man jumps straight to problem solving, a woman might feel like he's not really listening or that he's dismissing her emotions. She may feel unheard even though that's not his intention. He is listening, he's just responding in the way he knows best. He's trying to protect her, to remove the source of her stress, to take action. To him, that is love. If a woman understands this, she can communicate what she needs in a way that makes sense to him. Instead of getting frustrated when he offers solutions, she can say, I just need to vent right now. I don't need advice. I just need you to listen. A clear statement like this helps a man shift his approach. It tells him that he doesn't need to fix anything, just be present. Most men will appreciate this guidance because they genuinely want to support their partner in the best way possible. Men also apply this mindset to their own problems. When they are struggling, they don't usually seek emotional support first. Instead, they try to fix the issue on their own. If they're feeling stressed, they might focus on work, hobbies, or other tasks. If they're struggling with emotions, they might withdraw until they find their own solution. They don't always talk about their problems because, to them, talking doesn't fix things, action does. This is why a man might seem distant when he's dealing with something difficult. He's not ignoring his partner, and it's not that he doesn't trust her. He is simply doing what feels natural to him, solving his problem in his own way. A woman might want him to open up, to share his thoughts and feelings, but unless he feels like talking will lead to a solution, he may not see the point. A woman who understands this won't take it personally. She won't assume that his silence means he doesn't care. And she will give him space to work through things in his own way while letting him know she's there if he needs her. Sometimes, the best way to support a man is not to push him to talk, but to reassure him with simple actions. Kindness, patience, and understanding. This difference in communication can lead to misunderstandings. A woman might feel like her man doesn't listen or doesn't care about her emotions. A man might feel like his woman doesn't appreciate his efforts to help. Both partners have good intentions, but they are speaking different emotional languages. A woman might tell her man about a problem, hoping to feel emotionally connected. He hears the problem and immediately shifts into action mode, trying to fix it. She feels unheard because she wanted comfort, not solutions. He feels unappreciated because he was trying to help, but instead of gratitude, he senses frustration. Neither person is wrong. They just approach problems differently. For a strong relationship, both partners need to recognize these differences and adjust. A man needs to understand that sometimes listening is the solution. He doesn't have to fix everything. Just being present and offering emotional support is enough. A woman needs to understand that when a man offers solutions, it's his way of showing love. If she wants him to just listen, she can communicate that clearly. A man who learns to pause before offering solutions will build deeper emotional trust with his partner. When she shares her feelings, he can ask, do you want advice or do you just want me to listen? This small change can make a huge difference in their communication. It reassures her that he cares while also giving him a clear role in the conversation. A woman who learns to appreciate a man's problem-solving nature will see it as a strength rather than a frustration. When he offers solutions, she can recognize that this is his way of expressing love. instead of feeling unheard, she can acknowledge his effort while guiding him toward what she needs. Relationships thrive when both partners understand and respect how the other operates. A woman wants emotional connection, and a man wants to be useful and protective. When they find a balance between these needs, they create a stronger, more fulfilling partnership. A man who feels appreciated for his efforts will continue to step up. A woman who feels emotionally heard will feel more secure. Together, they learn to support each other in a way that truly works.